Going to fetch water, we could see the dead bodies lying in the street. The government in Congo, what they care is they care for their own benefits. They don't really care about the population. I remember my mom came and told me, you know what? We are going to America. Our visa came. I felt like um I'm in heaven.
For centuries, people have left their homes, friends, and loved ones with their goals in mind and their dreams in heart, searching for the American dream. What we don't know is the journey behind these stories. So come along with me as we explore and bring light to their stories on my journey to America. Welcome back to this channel. Welcome back to this channel on the My Journey to America podcast. And today, my guest is Joel from Uganda, now living here in the San Diego, United States of America, in California. And today, we're going to dive into Joel past, what it has been like growing up in Uganda, and what has the America journey been like. Some interesting stories you're going to hear. All the good stuff and definitely all the bad stuff. So, Joel, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself so let we know.
Hi everyone. My name is Joel. Originally, I was born in Congo. That's my home country, or my parents' country in Congo, west part of Africa. So we moved to Uganda. I was born in Congo. We left Congo when I was young, because of different issues, rebellion, war, fighting between the government and rebel group. So my parents had to cross the border from Congo to Uganda. So I was 9 years old in Uganda. We spent 10 years in Uganda in refugee camp. So I grew up in refugee camp as me my whole life. Went to school in refugee camp, the difficult situations, um, the diseases, how the refugee camp be, a lot of difficulties. So 11 years in refugee camp, and after that, in 2016, I came to United States, and I'm here for 8 years right now.
Okay, wow. Thank you for that introduction. Okay, so let's go back though to where you were born. So you were born in Congo.
Yes,
Congo, okay. How many siblings?
we are a family of 12,
12. How many?
12,
Okay.
12, 12 children. Yes,
How many brothers do you have?
6 brothers and 6 sisters.
6 brothers and 6 sisters. You guys lived in the same household?
Yes, that's how most especially Africans, African families, most especially my culture. That's how we be. Um, Big household, big house, different rooms, and that's how we used to live back home.
Okay, that's great because I'm glad you mentioned the point that big household because when most people hear of Africa, unfortunately, they think of huts and villages and suffering. Kind of similar, like people ask me if I have running water in Jamaica. Does running water exist? So I'm glad you mentioned it. But so how was life though from a financial standpoint?
Honestly, the financial status, the financial situation in Africa, I can't say was better and was bad, but the situation we were trying to live at our level best. And here's I can say, going to school, sometimes okay, the school fees was lacking,
Yeah.
but his parents were trying their best to make sure we attend school and getting something to eat, getting something to dress up. Not his, like you mentioned, people think differently about Africa, of which it's totally wrong. The situation. Okay, I can say Not everyone is living bad situation in Africa. So some they are better, some they are kind of struggling. So that's the life in Africa. So the financial situation in Africa was not that good, was fair, but we lived. Mm.
Okay, okay. So we often hear that the village raised the kid. In Africa, was it a situation where everybody in the same community was together? Like you could go over this person's house, this friend's house. What was life like from a community standpoint in Congo? Because we're in Congo now, right? We haven't
Yeah.
moved to Uganda as yet.
The community, the neighborhood in Congo, it's way different. Okay, I can say way different from here.
Yeah.
In Congo, in my community, we used to live like neighbors in the same area. Like, your neighbor could come and visit you, could bring you food, could bring you, if you are liking something, you could go to your neighbor, you get it. The the communication between the neighbors, understanding that togetherness was really great. Not
Mm.
as here. You might see your neighbors once in a month or twice. Even you may spend the whole year without seeing your neighbor sometimes. But Africa, that community, the togetherness was really great among neighbors.
Wow, absolutely. Certainly, it was the same for us in Jamaica. Everybody basically lived as a one. But
Mm.
unfortunately, here, it's not like that. People don't really talk to you. Okay, all right. So you made mention that you spent most of your childhood in refugee camp. We're gonna get straight into it. Did you know anything about civil war, or tribal war, they call it?
Yes.
And from what age did you start to develop any knowledge about civil war?
Where from young age, 8 years old, I was a kid. But what I used to see happening in front of my eyes, like totally terrible. I seen a lot of terrible situations in my life because in Congo, um people were fighting different for different reasons. The government was fighting the rebels. There was also like tribalism, tribal war among the tribes, fighting for the land, fighting for the cattle, fighting for the cities. um you cannot you cannot go in different society if you don't belong there. So the tribalism war affected most especially uh the territory that I was living in. People killing themselves. I've seen someone getting shot in front of me as a kid, slaughtered, cut their head off, cutting their head off. Like, um the rebel groups, the tribal groups, they're giving a child a gun. Shoot your parent, shoot your dad, shoot your mom. I've seen all that happening to me as a kid. So the tribalism war, I've seen that. I have experienced that.
Wow. How was that for you though as a kid? And how did your siblings, how did you guys cope with that, seeing so much unfortunate death and fighting and at a tender age? Because at what age were you seeing this?
8 or 9 years old, around that age.
Wow. Wow. What were your parent messaging at that time? Joel, stay off the street, stay in the house, don't go to your neighbors. What was the messaging like at that time?
I remember I was a kid, but I still have the vision in my head. I can picture how my parents used to guide us during that during all that going around. We could stay in the house. I remember a lot of people coming to our house because my daddy used to have a big house, And my dad's I remember my dad's house used to be close to the airport. So and a lot of people could come because leaving their areas, running to the airport, because around the airport used to be somehow safe, but not that safe.
Mhm.
So people could come. My daddy, a lot of people could get inside the house, and my daddy could keep us in the room, not going outside, but we could hear the guns outside. Um, People killing each other. So sometimes when cause we need to fetch water, uh, sometimes we need to get food. Going to fetch water, we could see the dead bodies lying in the street. So all that I've seen.
Wow.
Uh,
Whew. That's some deep stuff. Did you did they ever try to explain to you like what is the reason for this? Because people don't just get up and hurt each other. What is the reason? What are they fighting for? Because I want the listeners to know, because many people see people come here and people are going through stuff. That's why we have this thing called asylum. People, asylum is big and is needed because you're telling me firsthand things that you experience as a tender age. So, did they try to explain, Joel, or was there any education in the community or even in school why these things happen?
the main reason for all this situation to happen was tribalism. Uh, People don't want another tribe in their land. Let me say, I can give an example. Like here in San Diego, let's say it's a Mexican community. So Mexican community, they don't want any other nationality, let me say, to come here, um to be in their land, to grow crops, to keep cattle, to keep animals, to open businesses. So they are trying to keep that land to themselves. So when another tribe come in, they also want part of that land. So that's when now they collide and the war come up. So the wars were happening because of the land regions,
Mhm.
territories. So that's the main cause of the war.
What does people do during those time when they have to take their kids to the doctor?
Ah, a lot of a lot of death was happening during that time. A lot of death was happening because uh, there is no way to reach to the hospital when you're in war situation. When the time's really hard, people are killing each other. If sometimes even those rebels, they go to the hospitals, those people fighting, they
They
go
go
and
to the
kill.
hospital?
Yes, they go up to the hospital. If they find you are the tribe that is fighting them, they will kill. Even if you are sick on hospital bed, they will kill you on that bed. Mm. So it was really hard situation that time. So okay, and another way, parents were treating their kids were through the highball. Herbal medicine. Herbal medicine was also part of the treatment, helping the families.
Herbal medicine. So people
Yes.
resort to a lot of herbs.
Mm.
Wow. Wow. That's big. That's deep. Okay, what about food? Because of course you gotta have local shops, supermarkets. How how do you guys get to those sort of stuff? Or you guys just eat what is available around?
Okay, by that time, I remember we used to have like a stock of food in the house. That really helped my family to stay for that period of time.
Mhm.
because the markets were closed, the shops were shut down. Um, so, but that time, also another way people were surviving, gardens. They had gardens where they used to grow crops.
Gardens.
Um, um, Also those gardens, because most houses, by that time the garden was just in their compound. So
Mhm.
in case if they need to get something to eat, they just go to the garden. They harvest their crops, and they cook for the day. So gardens and stock food were helping families during that time.
Wow, gardens and stored food. Okay, wow. Where is what is the government saying during this time? Our government don't exist.
Yes,
They don't exist.
the government in my country, Congo, it's a different situation than other governments in the world. Um, the government in Congo, what they care is they care for their own benefits. They don't really care about the population. Imagine, I left Congo. I left my country when I was 9 years old. The war was in my country, and up to date, I'm 27. The war is still going on in my country. So
Mm,
the war never stops in my country. The government is not doing anything. The government is not showing the support for the people. They just
mm.
pretend. They pretend as if they're doing something, but totally there is no any peace the government is bringing. So
Wow.
from my perspective, what I view, the government totally is doing nothing because there are over 500 rebel groups in my country. Over 500 rebel groups. So my country is in mess.
Wow. So you guys miss out on regular childhood stuff
Mm,
because
mm.
of the Civil War. You guys missed out on a lot of stuff that kids do, right? Growing up.
A lot.
Okay, so talk to us now. You said you had to move from Congo to a refugee camp. This is where you go to Uganda now.
Yes.
All right. How far is that? And what does that journey look like? Do you guys go by bus, how does this work to get you guys from Congo during those time to Uganda?
Okay. So when the war broke up in Congo, the border between Congo and Uganda was not far, was not very far.
Mm,
Was like 20 minutes because our house used to be at the border
mm,
of Congo and Uganda. So what we did is because my parents were like, we're not gonna allow ourselves to be in these situations anymore.
mhm,
We're not gonna allow ourselves experiencing because the I praise God. I still have my dad. I still have my mom because a lot of parents were killed during that time. A lot of people lost their lives. So my family decided to cross the border. Um, Together with other families, a lot of people crossed the border. So we went to Uganda. In Ugandan side, because it's the river divide two countries, the river Congo and Uganda. So in Uganda side, we spent 1 week sleeping in the forest because where refugees, Congolese refugees gathered
You slept
was
in the
not,
forest.
yes, Ugandan side in the forest. A lot of people in Ugandan side. We so was like we had like a contain like a bash, not
Yeah,
like a house,
I
something
know.
like temporary. We built,
Temporary housing.
yes, for just that moment. So we slept. we slept in that temporary housing for 1 week. It
No
was not
sure.
safe. It was not safe in that area because in that area were dangerous animals, snakes, all that kind of dangerous animals in that forest. So after that 1 week, the United Nations (UN) came into that place, the border side of Uganda. They brought food, they brought clothes and different stuffs which helped us to clear the bushes, clearing the bushes, trying to build something like something like a good house at least, not
Yeah.
that good for that moment. They gave us food, and then after that, they had to put us into like trucks, like big trucks, and transport us to now another refugee camp in Uganda, which was like I don't know how many hours, but was a long journey. I remember we drove for hours to go to that refugee camp in Uganda. That's where the life started now as a refugee kid.
Wow. Were all your siblings present with you?
Yes.
That's very good because most people lost loved ones. Okay, so you're now at a refugee camp in Uganda. Your parents are there?
Yes.
All right, talk to us now. How long did you spend in refugee camp there, and what was it like? What are the things that happened while you were there? What are some of the things you like, some of the things you didn't like?
In Uganda refugee camp, of which my family and I we spent 11 years in Uganda
So
as a
you
refugee.
11 years as a refugee. Listen, you don't have to go too detail
Mm,
because I don't want to bring you back to that place fully. But people need to know when a immigrant like you and I come to this country. I'm fortunate we don't have that in Jamaica, but people like you, this country is a safe haven. And that's why, in my view, is the greatest country to me personally.
mm.
It may have its faults, but this United States of America, to me, for reasons like this, other countries do it too, but you could be here in America, San Diego, you meet people from Jordan, Nigeria, Liberia, you name it, Cote d'Ivoire, France, Macedonia. My neighbor is from Macedonia, like Macedonia. You know what I mean? So this is one of the gifts of the country. So take us back now, and you could circumvent. You don't have to be detailed about what was those 11 years like in Uganda, in the refugee camp.
Terrible, terrible. The situation 11 years in Uganda was not that good. Um, Financially, as a refugee, no job. Um, School, no better education. Food. Okay, United Nations used to bring food, but imagine they bring you the same kind of food for the whole month, for 2 months, because that's what you have. You have no any other option.
What were some of the foods you were getting?
The beans,
The beans.
the posho, the yellow flour, oil, a porridge flour. Imagine living in that situation for almost like 2 months, 3 months, eating the same food. unless you go to the forest, to the bush, and look for something different to eat. So 11 years in refugee camp was not that easy. Was not that easy. In that 11 years, I had to lose my two brothers in refugee camp.
So you lost
So
two brothers in refugee camp.
yes, yes, I lost my two brothers in Uganda refugee camp. So um, I don't have any good experience is living in refugee camp. I didn't experience that. Yeah,
Wow. About how many people were there?
a lot of people, a lot of refugees came from Congo to Uganda. Imagine we were all living in the same camp. Different people, all we come in the same camp. Diseases breaking up, sickness breaking up. So that was a hard situation, terrible.
You guys had disease outbreak there,
Yes,
and there's no medical supplies. Well, from the United Nations, right?
yes.
But there's no physical medical facility on site.
At first, medical situation was hard. Later on, United Nations started bringing medication, but wasn't enough for the people. Wasn't that good for the people? Cause you cannot afford to go on and get a better treatment, but you had to survive on what you have. So the medications were there later on, but were not good enough to treat people. Because sometimes if someone is very sick, like very sick, they end up dying because no better medication. So the medication that was there was to treat simple sicknesses. So that's the situation.
Wow. Okay, so how did the process started to come to the United States? When did you get an idea? You got an idea that, hold on, I may be heading to the United States. Talk to us about that particular moment when that transition about to take place.
Mm. When we were in a refugee camp, a lot of agencies they started to come into a refugee camp, and protection started to coming up, the dossier opening up processes. That's when my parents got that idea to go to the office, because a lot of countries they started to come to the refugee camp. A lot of agencies from different countries, Canada, Australia, America, France. So that's when my parents got that idea. They went to and spoke to those officers, those officials, and explained what happened to us in Congo, the difficulties that we went through in Congo, and what we are going through in refugee camp. So that's when our process started, and that started around 2007. That's when my parents started that process. Imagine from 2007 up to 2016. That's when we came to United States.
Wow. What was the process like? Did you guys have, because of the medical situation, did you guys have to do medical? What was it like? Or everything was done at the refugee camp?
Yes, we went through the medical processes before. Okay, that started happening in 2016
Mm-hmm.
before coming to United States. So we went through the medical processes, interviews, immigration processes. So trying to brief us what's like America, all that process started in 2016.
Wow.
Mm,
All right. So that started in 2007.
mm.
And 2016, you guys got the green light to come to America.
Yes.
How many of you guys came from your family?
Sorry?
How many of you guys came from your family?
Oh, I don't get that.
How many persons from your family came? Your mom, dad, brothers, sisters? How many came
Yes.
with you guys? All your
So,
siblings are here in the US?
okay. During that process, when we started on the American process, because I had elder brothers, elder sisters. So, and we were not on the same form. it, it
Oh,
uh that was like for the elder children, they had their own form, they had their own cards, because in
yes.
refugee
Got it.
camp they used to give us cards. So 18 years and above, you can have your own card, you can have your own process. So for those who were below 18, they were together with their parents. So
Yeah.
we
So you was
came.
a minor.
Yeah, I was a minor by that time. So I came with my parents to United States. So for my elders, they had their own different cards. So they went to other countries, then Sweden.
Oh, they're in Sweden.
Yes. Mm,
Oh, I
mm,
see.
mm.
So just you and your mom and dad came to America?
And my siblings. Yes.
Oh, how many?
Five. We are
Five.
family of five here. Yeah.
And the next rest is in Sweden.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
What was that feeling like? Or let me speak in your tone, euphoria. What was that feeling like when you said, oh my God, I'm going to leave this refugee camp and go to America? Take me through that feeling.
Wow. I don't know how to lay this out. The day I remember, I was at home. I was at home that day. My mom went to the office, and then my mom came back home. I was at home. My mom came and told me, "You know what? We are going to America. Our visa came. We are going to America." Oh my God! It's like I felt like um I'm in heaven. Like that's how I felt. Like, oh, this is a different world I'm in right now. That day, oh, it was a different feeling. Different feeling. I had a different like I I didn't even feel like to eat that day. I was already full. I was happy.
Oh my God. Did you slept that night, the night before?
If I lost, I didn't even sleep. I didn't even sleep that night. I was like, oh, when when, when is the like when are we waking up? When I was like full of joy.
So was it a situation where she went to the office today and you could leave for America tomorrow? Or you guys spent like a week or 2 more weeks before you left? Was the procedure?
Okay, the procedure, because we were in a refugee camp and wasn't going the next day. Actually, took like 2 weeks, and
Mhm.
we could go in a capital city because the refugee camp was out of capital city. So taking the plane was like 2 hours in the base. We go to the capital city. So the process took like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that this was your first time going on an aeroplane.
Um, that was my second time.
Oh, so you went on an airplane before?
Yeah, before, but I was a kid. I was a kid, so that was a
Where did you
different
go?
experience. Mm.
Where did you
In-
went?
So that was when we were in Congo. Cause in Congo, my daddy used to have like his job used to have like a transferring. They used to transfer him in different places in
Oh, they
Congo.
transfer him. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, before we go to a place where the war broke up, we used to be in a different place.
Yeah.
So that's we came to the area where the war broke up in an airplane. So that was my first time, and but the experience was different from Uganda. I had already grown, so the experience was different. Mm,
Wow.
mm,
Okay, so you land in America 2016.
mm.
How did you felt?
Wow, that was like a dream come true. Honestly, that was like a dream. Cause when I was in Uganda, in Africa, okay, there were different countries. Refugees used to go like my sisters. They went to Sweden, and some people were going to France, Canada, Denmark. Even before coming to America, I used to love this country, honestly. So in 2016, coming here, I felt like this was my dream country. I'm here.
Wow, wow, wow. Let me just go back a little bit. When you lost your brothers in refugee camp, did you ever think to yourself that you yourself may not make it?
Um, I was just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sad because and also I had a different thoughts in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Different thoughts. Imagine the life that we're in. The life was not that easy. So, cause the brothers that I lost were my elder brothers. So I was like, something might happen to me too. But unfortunately, as a kid, God guided me. I can say it's just God. God guided me too, cause the situation, poor medical, like the life is poor. The water that you're drinking, it's just the favor from God. Yes. So that's what I can say.
Okay.
Mm.
So you're here in America, and the very next morning you woke up out of your bed and you're not in a refugee camp. How did you felt?
Wow. Um, what I can say is, I had a lot of peace in my heart. A
That's
lot of peace. A lot of peace. I felt like um a lot was in my mind, my heart, offloaded. I started living total peace. Waking up, finding something to eat, finding something to drink. It's like the life is becoming easy, and that gave me a lot of peace.
wow. That's really, really good, man. I'm really happy for you. Because looking back, we met in the gym, right?
Yes.
And that mean you just came here like probably a year ago,
Yes.
right? And I could tell that you're African by just
Mm,
looking at you. I didn't have
mm.
to hear you speak. I could just tell that you're African. And you were just so cool. Cause you know, right here, you can't really talk to people. People don't want you to ask them to take a picture for you and stuff like that. But I remember we met and we exchanged information right away. right?
Yes, I remember.
But I never knew you were an Arsenal fan, as I would never you. You know? Okay, so I I know that because I want to put together how has it been? How are you? How has it been in the last 7 years since you're here in America?
A lot of growth. Yeah, a lot of growth. Honestly, America has made me who I am today. I have grown mentally. I've grown, um, most especially, handling the daily life. Okay, when we came here, and we had, what I can say. First of all, we had a different picture about America.
Yeah, like
Of,
what?
um free, everything's free. You don't need to work that hard to get something. You need the picture that we had was totally different from what we are experiencing. But what I can say, for the last 7 years, I have earned a lot. Not let me say, like, financially. No, I mean, like, life experiences, and how to develop myself, in different day life. So the past 7 years has been really good. Mm,
I'm happy for you. And how are
mm,
your parents?
mm, mm.
Or your parents? How are your mom and dad?
They are doing good. They are all fine. My dad is fine. My mom is fine, and my siblings. Mm.
Okay, good. Okay, good. That's really good. Okay, so all right, let us start now. When did your love for music? Because guys, if you're watching, my friend here is an artist, like a real artist. He has music on Spotify, iTunes. I checked out his YouTube channel yesterday, which I subscribed to, and you sound good. So when when this love for music develop, because did it really develop while you're in refugee camp, or why even in Congo? Because your childhood was hard, you know what I mean, from a mental standpoint. So when did this love, because you do dancehall music, you do reggae, you do Afrobeat, you do everything. When did this love for the music started?
Music has been in my blood since childhood. No matter the situation that I went through my childhood, but I loved music since I was young. I remember, my parents used to take me to church, and, like, singing in the choir, like, the Sunday service, for the kids. So, and I just loved music as a kid coming up, singing, and even my music started since in refugee camp. No matter how the life was, I had some song written about my experience in the camp. I have the songs, started writing the songs. So music, since my childhood, I've been doing music.
Wow, wow. Um, I gotta ask you about Jamaica and the reggae music. Who are some of the people that first got your ears in music where reggae and dancehall is concerned?
uh I love Jamaican music a lot. I love Jamaican music, and one of the Jamaican artists inspired me uh, to start doing dancehall music. I love Vibes Cartel so much.
You're a Vibes Cartel fan.
I love Vibes Cartel so much, so much, and I hope he comes back from jail soon. I
Yeah.
love him so much, and And reggae music, I listen to a lot of reggae Jamaican artists. Um, Chronics, I love Chronics. So I
Electronic,
listen to him a lot of different Jamaican artists. Capleton. So a lot of Jamaican.
Capleton,
Yes, yes.
Capleton. Okay, that's good, man. That's good. What do you think though about Afrobeat? Because the first time I heard Afrobeat, it was in San Diego.
Mm,
I started to hear Afrobeat because I met a lot of Africans in San Diego. Because where we go to the gym on University Avenue, right?
yes, yes.
On University, I used to have a little fitness place down the street,
Mm,
right at 6177 University Avenue.
mm-hmm.
Myself and my friend. And when I finished, I would walk up the street to the gym.
Mm,
Yeah. So I lost my chain of thought. So yeah, that's when I started to listen to Afrobeat. What do you think about Afrobeat? Because when I first heard it, I said it sounded like dancehall. I literally thought it was just an African artist singing on a dancehall beat.
mm,
But then I learned that it's Afrobeat,
mm,
and your guys' music exploded
mm,
bigger than dancehall right now.
mm, mm.
So what do you think is the reason for that?
First of all, before talking Afrobeat about Afrobeat music, we need to appreciate every genre, every type of music that is in the world right now. Because before Afrobeat, there used to be other types of music
Yeah,
which used to boom the world.
yeah.
R&B's, hip hops, and country's music, dancehall, reggae. So Afrobeat is a type of music that it came up with. Afrobeat. It's a collection. Collection. Actually, each piece in Afrobeat came from dancehall music,
Hip hop.
hip hop, Zuku. So it's a creation. It's a
Mm,
creation of all those types of music which makes Afrobeat. Of which so here's Afrobeat. They need to appreciate all those genes that came before, because it's just a collection of those genes of music. So and as far right now, Afrobeat's popping everywhere in the world. It's on charts, but what I can say, other types of music, I appreciate it too.
what's his name? He came to Chicago. I
Mm.
saw it. He's in Jamaica all the time. What's his name? Burna Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he had like 60,000 at Soldier Field, downtown Chicago. Lots of people, you know. Okay, so how has the journey been? Do you work with producers in Africa? Where do you get your beats from?
Okay, all my producers are in Africa. So, and what we do is I record a song because I go to studios here. Okay, I don't have my own studios, but I have producers that I work with here in
Mm-hmm,
San Diego. So I go to them whenever we have a studio session. We record a song, audio, vocals only,
mm-hmm,
without a beat. And then I send my vocals to my producers back home in Africa, Uganda.
mm,
Uganda, I work with different producers. They
mm.
they listen to my vocals, they start a beat from the scratch, they make a beat, and then they mix the song, mastering it, send it to me here, and I shoot a video here in United States. So that's how I do it.
I know. I see you shoot your videos all the time. I see you shoot your videos all the time. Do you manage yourself, or do you work with a manager?
I am my own manager at this moment. I manage myself. I manage myself despite of the hard situation. In what ways? Music is not that easy.
It's not
So
easy.
that's why I'm mentioning that hard situation. Music is not that easy. Managing yourself, doing the audio production, music, getting the producers, the videographers, the vixens, the location, all that is not easy. Managing myself, but since I love music and I know what I'm targeting, I'll keep doing that.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it, and you're going to come back to the show. Well, this time we're going to do it in person because I would like to see you successful because you have been through a lot to get where you are. You have been through a lot. Okay, talk to us about fitness. Because even though you do music, you love
Mhm.
fitness. You're in the gym literally almost every day. Talk to us about that. Because that's where we met.
Ah, I love being fit. Like
Yeah.
fit, fitness is part of my life right now. Part of my life. Like I control what I okay. Before when I came here in San Diego, I didn't have it. Gym was not in my mind. I was just gym was not in my mind. I was
Yeah.
eating whatever. I was drinking whatever. My fitness journey started in 2020. That's when I got committed going to the gym. And I want to appreciate one of my brothers here. He's a bodybuilder. He gave me that motivation, and I started going with him in 2020. He started showing me, teaching me, and telling me what to eat, what not to eat. From that time up to now, my fitness changed my lifestyle for real.
Wow, I'm happy for you, man. I'm so happy for you. Because I'm in the whole fitness thing too. So I'm happy for you. Tell us though, tell us where they can follow you on Instagram, TikTok, because we want people to find you and listen to your music.
First of all, my music is on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all music platforms. And when you go on YouTube, you just type Joe Piman, Joe space P space man. You'll find my music on all those different platforms. And on Instagram, my name is Joe P Man. If you type that Joe P Man, you'll find me on Instagram. Yes.
Man, I'm so happy for you, man. Anything you want to say, final word before we wrap up the session?
Um, Before the end of this session, I want to appreciate you, my brother, for inviting me. I always take is a pleasure trying to share my experiences also with
Yeah.
someone. It's always a pleasure, and I appreciate for inviting me on your show. Thank you, and thank you for the viewers too. Yeah.
Of course, 100%. We appreciate you, man, because your story is so powerful. You have been through, and now you're reaping and you're going to continue to reap. We're here for when your music get huge on a burner boy level, because I know that's where you're trying to go. And
Amen.
I'll be here, man. I'll be here, man, cheering you on, supporting you. And definitely when I come to San Diego, we're going to have a workout in the gym, okay?
I'm waiting for that, my brother. Let me know when you're here. Let me know
Hey,
when you're in San Diego.
and last word, we did you a big favor. Sunday, we drew with Liverpool for you. So I did you a big favor. So if you don't make use of the opportunity, I can't help you.
First of all, my whole I've never supported Manchester United, but yesterday Yesterday was my first time supporting Manchester United with my whole heart, and I appreciate Manchester United for giving us big opportunity. God bless Manchester United, but when we play at Old Trafford, just let us beat you guys. Let us beat you. That's what.
You better win the championship before you come to me. Oh my God. Anyway, bro, I appreciate you, man, and thank you for taking the time out, and we'll definitely keep in touch, and we will definitely meet again. All right?
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate for the chance. I appreciate for the opportunity, and I can't wait to talk to you again.